This program is not a magic wand program, ladies and gentlemen. What we do is we just coordinate all of our basic city services coming into a focused area and doing the work that the city would do over a course of time, doing it all at the same time by our departments supporting each other. Your community has participated in everything from bicycle safety festivals to free lunches every single day. We've hosted meetings. We did a community bike ride last night. Everybody on the bike ride, let's hear a round of applause for our ride because we rocked it. Yes, sir. All right. And anybody who didn't know that this was going on found out last night when we were stopping traffic on Northwest Boulevard, 5th Avenue, as we cruised the area King. Yep, we stopped it all. But the idea behind the program is merely one thing, and that's to bring you, the community, closer to with the city of Columbus so that we all work in conjunction to make this city and your neighborhood the best place to live, work, and raise a family. The 5th by Northwest Area Commission is a young commission. It has about 5-6 years of experience of working with your area, and they're looking to make a connection with you. So if you have a chance, please take the time to attend some of their commission meetings, which have moved to this church, this location, so you ain't got no excuses. You know where it's at. This evening's activity is going to be hosted by our Chief of Staff. Mayor Coleman is going to be running just a tad bit late this evening. So on that note, I'm going to ask Pastor Clark to come up here and do a prayer for us so that we can get this meeting started up on the right note. She's a little shorter.
On behalf of St. Luke's, welcome to this amazing event. It's been really a lovely week, and we're so grateful to the commission and to the city for coming and being a part of this neighborhood and investing so much in this neighborhood. Please pray with me. Holy One, your essence is love, and you share your love with us in many ways. Through the beauty of creation, through the beauty of your people, and all the times that creation and your people connect, your love is present. And for this we give you thanks. Please bless this time of conversation that we may know one another better and seek to make this a better neighborhood and world. Amen.
Amen. Okay, please stand for the singing of the national anthem. Sang by Susan Belinsky.
Yes. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now y'all can applaud for this lady, okay? Have a seat, have a seat. Okay, I got to line this up for the deputy chief here because he ain't quite this tall either. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, an honor and a privilege that I introduce the person who gets to head this program up for the evening. I love Neighborhood Pride. It's a wonderful program, and it has a great impact on your community. I can tell you on Monday when we showed up, we had maybe 6, 8 people, showed up at lunchtime, and I think we had 80 people today. So we're making an impact on your community by bringing folks together. But tonight it's an honor and a privilege, as always, to introduce to you one of our mayor's cabinet members, the director or mayor's chief of staff, Mr. Mike Reese.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. The mayor will be joining us in a little bit here, but we're going to start things rolling. And first of all, I want to thank our Pride team, led by Bruce Black and Beth Fairman Kenny. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay. Bear with me a little bit. I think it's been about a year since I've led this effort, but we're going to go through some thank yous and some statistics and talk a little bit about what's occurred here recently in this neighborhood. Give an opportunity for folks to meet all of our directors, the cabinet, and then really try to make this as interactive as possible and allow you to ask us questions. We'll do our best to answer those and get the answer for you. I do know Mayor DeGraw was here, and is Mayor DeGraw still here? The mayor, okay. So Mayor DeGraw was here representing the city of Grandview, and I've developed a personal relationship with Mayor DeGraw and respect what he does, and I know some of his folks are here today as well, so I wanted to recognize him. And Representative Cinziano was here as well, so I wanted to make, is he still here? Or, Representative, there you are. Okay, thank you. Still here, and you'll be here throughout the night. Okay. Some other thank yous. The staff at St. Luke's United Methodist Church for hosting Pride activities all week. All right. And thank you to Becky Obister. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah. Okay. I thought that was you. So, for inviting us to your neighborhood. I haven't met you yet. So. Thank you. How long have you been chair?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, great. Well, congratulations. Okay. So, as Bruce said, this is our 79th Pride since 2000 and our 3rd Pride in 2013. So we're very excited to be here. Some other statistics, just so folks know about the totality of what we've accomplished. 10.3 tons of bulk trash collected. This is over the last week, right? Okay. Replaced 59 and repaired our trash containers. Filled 441 potholes. That's a lot of potholes. 43 street lights replaced. 125 catch basins were inspected. Painted 114 fire hydrants. We had a number of screenings, health screenings by our Columbus Public Health nurses. And those nurses do an outstanding job for the city. And I think a lot of times we forget about our health department and all the great functions and efforts that they are involved in. So thank you to our nurses. Our code enforcement teams, great effort by our code enforcement staff, walked from house to house, checked the health and safety of the area. And we ended up, through a neighborhood cleanup, 450 pounds of litter were collected. And we served over 300 people with lunch. So how about a round of applause for all those efforts? Okay. Let's see. On Tuesday night, we hosted the Neighborhood Safety Academy. 12 people attended that academy. That's been going on for almost as long as Pride. And that's been a great effort, and want to thank a number of folks. Let's hold our round of applause here. But Officer Steve Smith with Columbus Police, Lieutenant David Sawyer with Columbus Fire, firefighter Trina Kane, the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Burn Center. So those are the folks to thank for that activity. Appreciate it. Okay, on Wednesday we held Wellness Wednesday. So as part of that, neighborhood children in the daycare had fun. They enjoyed the Columbus Library bookmobile, and Active Games from Columbus Public Health. Molina Healthcare and Local Matters gave a live cooking demonstration, and over 70 people enjoyed a healthy lunch. And last night, 25 people from the community rode bikes throughout the neighborhood. So that was that effort. Thanks to everyone involved in that. On May 24th, we held the neighborhood, is that the right date? May 24th. We held the Neighborhood Pride Bicycle Safety Festival at Cranbrook Elementary. And then we fitted over 500 students with bicycle safety helmets. We had a lot of great volunteers, especially from the 5th by Northwest Area Commission. And we want those folks to stand if you were one of the helmet fitters. That sounds like a union job to me, right? So let's, all right. Let's see here. As part of our bike poster effort, we also held a bicycle safety poster contest. The students won a Target dog. We also have a program for the middle school students, the Neighborhood Pride Talent Search. Okay, and then this fall, students will be selected from Ridgeview Middle School, and will have a chance to work on their talents with professionals from the Columbus Arts Organizations in return for completing 5 hours of community service to the Pride area. The students will also work together to develop their performances for the Neighborhood Pride Talent Showcase in December. This is the 8th year of the talent search. And that's been a real great effort that was added to Pride. So partnerships are important to strong, safe, and clean neighborhoods. We started the Neighborhood Pride Partners Program, and that's where businesses can take an active role in helping to make their neighborhoods stronger. This is something that Mayor Coleman strongly believes in. And by the way, I was remiss. I apologize. Bruce indicated at the beginning, a little bit late. My name is Mike Reese, Chief of Staff for Mayor Coleman. I've been with the mayor for 16 and a half years almost. Been very proud to serve for him for that long, back to when he was city council president. And we've got an outstanding team here that works for the city each and every day. And very proud to represent the mayor this evening, and he'll be with us shortly. With these neighborhood businesses, they really, we want to recognize them and honor them here tonight. And there will be a list here. I'm not going to read all of them. You can see them here in front of us. And these are the businesses that are supportive of your neighborhood, and we would encourage you to support them by frequenting their businesses and purchasing their items and all that kind of great stuff. So, how about those business owners that are here? First of all, let's have you stand and we'll recognize you. Okay. So, who are you with? April's Flowers. Rice Market. Excellent. Okay. Others that are here this evening? Okay. Thank you to April's Flowers and Rice Market. We'll single those two out. Okay. There they are, my talking points, over 900 Pride partners. All right, throughout the city, we have over now 900 Pride partners that have donated to the community. It's been an outstanding effort, and I know Bruce Black started this many years ago, so thank you, Bruce. So I want to talk a little bit about how the city's been active in the 5th by Northwest neighborhood. In 2012, we resurfaced Elmwood Avenue between West 5th and 288 feet north of between West 5th and King Avenue, I guess. And then we resurfaced King Avenue between Olentangy River Road and Grandview, Westwood Avenue, parts of Westwood Avenue, and parts of Broadview Avenue. So just to digress for a second, back during the recession years, the city had $0 for resurfacing. And, everyone had to cut back, and we had to make choices and prioritize. And with successful passage of the income tax effort in 2009, we are in a very strong position financially, both with our operating budget and our capital budget. And we set aside a quarter of every dollar that we collect in income taxes to pay for infrastructure and to pay down the debt. And over the last couple years, we've had record years in resurfacing. Last year, we did $32 million, I believe, and the year before, 31. And we look forward to continuing that kind of effort, which is a stark contrast to the $0 that we had just a few years ago. So we now have caught up, and I think we're investing all throughout the city. So some folks I want to introduce. Many of you know, first of all, your neighborhood liaison, Izam Nivens. Where's Izam? Please stand. Okay. Your police community liaison officer, Officer Steve Smith. Please stand. Okay. Code enforcement, area supervisor, John Hughes, and also Ed Stollard, code enforcement officer. Thank you. Okay. So again, we'd like to thank the 5th by Northwest area for inviting us here, and like to now announce the winners of the Neighborhood Pride Beautiful Home Awards as selected by the commission. And these folks, they will get a certificate to proudly place on their home. The first one is Patricia and Donald Flowers. Okay? All right. Next, we have James and Geraldine Dunlap. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Next, we have Kelly Salvatore. Did I get that right? Salvatore? Okay. Next, we have Carol Saunders. Next, we have Alexander and Liesel, Bonneau. Okay. Next, we have Samantha and Paul Johnson. I don't think I screwed that one up. All right. Then we have Cheryl Bowman. Next, it looks like we have Wagbros Company Limited. Is that right? Okay. Moving on, we have two more here. Next is Metropolitan Holdings. And next, I'm not sure if it's Regan or Reagan, but Regan and Kelly Berry. And done a lot this week. There's a lot more we want to do. And we encourage everyone, community groups, area businesses, schools, churches, and others to work with the city to continue to make this a great neighborhood. So we're very excited and want to continue the momentum. So I'm going to talk about, the last thing I'm going to talk about before we introduce the cabinet and open it up is our bond package and the school levy, education. And I imagine there might be some questions on both of these items. Let me just talk a little bit and about both these efforts. So in November, we'll be asking voters, residents of the city, to continue to invest in our neighborhoods. We have issues 1 through 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and hopefully you got a piece of literature on that when you walked in or throughout the week. Issue 1 is the safety and health effort. Issue 2 is recreation and parks. Issue 3 is public service. Issue 4 is public utilities. Talk more about these in just a moment. With voter approval, we would with the 4 issues, we'll be able to drive new investment over $800 million into neighborhoods, and it does strengthen our county. It does so without raising taxes. This is really getting voter approval for us to borrow money at a cheaper rate. And we've had a very good record in this regard over the last many decades in getting voter approval and being able to save money in the process. So a little more detail. With safety, it is $53 million, and we use that for police and fire facilities, vehicles, both in police and fire, and equipment. Recreation and parks, rec centers, we're continuing to invest in those. Bike paths, pools, parks, playgrounds, and equipment. That's $124 million. Public service, $220 million. Resurfacing, we talked about that a little bit ago. Sidewalks, roadways, bikeways, refuse vehicles and containers, street equipment, and other neighborhood improvements. Utilities, which is the largest at $445 million, but when you think about it, arguably the most important. We all need clean water and all the things associated with public utilities. So that goes for our water improvements, our stormwater improvements, and street lighting. So those are the four issues in summary. We were repeating this a million times between now and November 5th. Not only is it not a tax increase, but we are the largest city in the nation with a AAA credit rating from all three national rating agencies. And that means Columbus, our debt is the most secure debt in the nation. Our city auditor, Hugh Dorian, is extremely proud of this and every day works to maintain that credit rating. And so we're very proud of that effort. As we talked about, the cheaper debt allows us to maximize our resources, and we save millions of dollars, which we can then plow right back into the neighborhoods. So we'll be happy once we get done here to answer more questions and comment more on the bond package. On education, several things on education. This is an area where frankly, throughout the city, over the years, we've fallen behind a little bit, or maybe a lot. And we want to make our school system as great as our city. Yes, sir. How are you? All right, Mayor Coleman. Right on cue, education.
All right. I came just in time for the donut.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was going to say on this one. Sir, we covered all the statistics and introductions and thanked everyone. We covered the bond package and just started to talk about education.
Okay, good. So I'm sorry I'm late, but you know how it is. They got me booked at two places at the same time, which is not an unusual event, being mayor of the city. But this one I had to go to because it's the Mayor Coleman Small Business Conference reception, so Mayor Coleman had to be there. So I left them early to get here, and it's so great to be here, and thanks so much for Mike. He's my chief of staff. Did he do okay? Did a wonderful job. Does he have his job for another week? Should I keep him on? Should I keep him on? All right. I was going to say, should I give him a raise? Okay. Well, again, I'm so glad to be here, and I want to thank this church for allowing us to be here. Is the pastor here? She is? Thank you. Where's the pastor? Over there. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We got a packed house this evening, so I feel like this is a great event. I want to thank everybody. You even got in church. You can't be in church without screaming babies. And that's a great thing. I really feel comfortable in this environment. That's all right. You can bring her up here. I bet she'll stop crying. She see all these people. So Mike covered the bond package. You got to cover the bond package, Mike? So we need to support issues 1 through 4. Real important to everybody in this city that we build our infrastructure. The streets, the roads, the highways, the rec centers, the parks, the bike paths, all those things need to take place. Safety vehicles, you know, one of these fire trucks you see with our great division of fire. We have the best division of fire in all of America. Great division of police as well in all of America. But one of those fire trucks, you know, cost over $1 million. And we use bond proceeds to help pay for that. So, why do I talk about education? Why is that so important? Well, I mean, I think it's the most important thing we could get engaged in is education. It's critical to the future of the city. It's critical to our children. We must make sure that our young people are prepared for the future. And in the city of Columbus, unfortunately, there are only 3,000 children going to A-rated schools in our city. About 50% of them go to failed schools in our city. And we can't tolerate that. You know, we have a very low unemployment rate. We have among the lowest in the nation. We have an unemployment rate that's somewhere around, well, it fluctuates every month. I think it's below 6% now. Lowest in the state. We have more people working in Columbus today. Almost 1 million people work in the city of Columbus. And more people working today than at any other point in our city's history, in the city. So we're very proud of that, and that's all great and wonderful. But we have a long way to go with our education of our children, because if we don't solve education in our city, all the progress that we've made in all these other areas will erode, I guarantee it. You know, we have to have a strong educational system so that our young people will be ready for the jobs that we create in this city. And if they're not ready for those jobs are going to go somewhere else, I guarantee it. And then one day we'll look up and say, well, where are all our jobs? Where's our economic vibrancy? What'd you all do, Mr. Mayor? Our jobs are leaving the community. And I'll point back and say we had a chance to deal with that in 2013, November 5th, with issues 50 and 51. And so what issues 50 and 51 is about standing at the crossroads of our city, looking down one road, and that road is the path that we've been going on. We can go on that path and continue walking down that path, where over 50% of our children are failing, where all of our schools and many of our schools are F-rated, or we can walk down a new path of our city of this reform package that's before the voters this November, and it's all about reform. You continue doing the same things we've been doing, we'll continue to fail. If we do things differently and have an education revolution in this city, we can transform the lives of children and education in the city for a generation. And that's where we stand, right at those crossroads. And so I think it's very important that we pass issues 50 and 51 because it's the right thing for our kids, the right thing for our future. You see, because I believe that quality education in the city should not depend upon the color of your skin. Quality education should not depend upon what language you speak. Quality education should not depend upon the neighborhood you live in. Quality education should not depend upon the size of the parents' pocketbooks or the size of their homes. And all too often, that is the case. We have to change that. And every child deserves a great education in this city. And that's what this is about. Quality education for every single child, no matter where they live, no matter what language they speak, no matter their income. And that's what this brings us. And it is total and complete reform. Everything from pre-K to every child in the city, because everyone knows that when your children are ready to go to school at a young age, you'll have a better chance for success in life. And right now, only 1/3 of our young people are ready to go to school. And this year we have a new program from the state, that says every third grader has to pass a test to go to the 4th grade. And so if you don't pass that test, you stay in the 3rd grade. I think that's a pretty good thing. You got to pass that test. Well, I think it's important that we invest in education to make sure the kids can pass these tests and can move on rather than building buildings for 18-year-old third graders in the city of Columbus. I'm exaggerating. Don't bet on it. That's why we got to pass this thing. And yes, I know that it's something that people say, man, Mayor, we got that income tax approved. And I'm telling you something, that income tax has made this city Columbus and not Detroit. It really has. We're able to do stuff. We're able to go to the public and ask for bond packages and build things and make our neighborhoods better. And that's what this is about. Like we're at the crossroads then, we're in the crossroads now. So I ask for your support of issues 50 and 51. Accountability, there'll be if you pass issue 51, there'll be a independent auditor. There will be the check and balance to our school system to make sure every dollar is spent the right way, all the data is the right data, and it roots out fraud, waste, and abuse. We need that auditor. Just like Mr. Dorian, who is the auditor for the city of Columbus, an independent auditor who puts a check on me, puts a check on city council, we need an independent auditor to put a check on the school district. And people ask, who's the most powerful man in Columbus? It's not Mike Coleman as mayor, it's Mr. Dorian as auditor. We all know that. So again, support issues 50 and 51. So what we do now is that we open this up to a conversation between us. The goal here is to always be straight and be honest with each other. These are public employees. They work hard every day. They do their best every day. And their responsibility is to answer every question you have, and me to answer every question you have to the best of our ability. But sometimes you don't hear what you want to hear, you hear what the truth is. And we never tell a lie in church, right, Pastor? So we won't begin today. And so what we do is we have all of our directors to come up here, introduce themselves to you, and give a no less than 23 second, 30 second last time, 23 seconds of who they are and what they do for the city.
My name is Gary Cabin. I oversee the Department of Technology. All that means is that I oversee our internal operations as far as computers, telephones, and other things. Obviously, it's a very important job, but also oversee some things that actually impact your lives. For example, CTV, our website, which allows you to access city services without having to come down to the facilities, and then our mobile app. It was mentioned earlier that 441 potholes were filled this week. I believe that was the number. And so our mobile app will allow you, it's called My Columbus, will allow you to take a picture of that pothole, send it to 311, have it resolved. Now, it's important for two reasons. One, it's convenient. The other, it reduces your resolution time. My Columbus, if you don't have it, Android, Apple, 23 seconds.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Paul Rakoski. I'm the director of the Finance and Management Department, and my department provides centralized services to all the other departments in the city through our financial management, fleet management, facilities management divisions, as well as the offices of real estate, construction management, and purchasing.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Brandon. I am Deputy Director with the Department of Development. I'm here on behalf of Director Steve Shoney. Our department offers a variety of services to the city. We have a housing division, code enforcement staff, land redevelopment, planning, and the economic development division. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Scott Messer. I'm with the Department of Building and Zoning Services. So what we do is issue all the permits, do plans review and inspections for all the private building projects that go on in the city. We also conduct all the inspections handle all the zoning issues, so any rezonings or variances to the zoning code, we handle those. We license all the contractors in the city and register those. Just to give you an idea, in the city last year, we issued over 40,000 permits and did over 80,000 inspections. So it's a very large amount that we do.
I'm Deputy Director for Department of Public Utilities, Ann Aubrey, and I'm here on behalf of Director Greg Davies. We provide drinking water, sanitary sewer service, storm sewers, as well as street lighting for your neighborhood. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Costantino. I represent Central Ohio Workforce Investment Corporation. Our president and CEO is on the mayor's cabinet, Suzanne Coleman Tolbert. We are a federally funded program primarily to assist our citizens of Columbus and Central Ohio to get jobs, for training if they need it, short-term certifications. So remember COWIC. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Napoleon Bell, and I'm the Executive Director with the Columbus Community Relations Commission. Our office works in primarily about 4 or 5 different areas. First of all, in civil rights. We enforce the Civil Rights Code for the City of Columbus in the areas of employment, public accommodations, and housing. Secondly, we house a New Americans Initiative, which is working with the refugee and immigrant populations in the city. Also, one of my staff members here, Abdi Sofe, if you could raise your hand there, is with our initiative with the New Americans Initiative. So we appreciate your work, and also doubles as setting up on all the information here for us. We also work in the area of homeless coordination. If there's issues in crisis issues that go on with the homeless community, we work with the Columbus Shelter Board and others to help coordinate the resources for our homeless community. Also in the area of community police relations, we work in that, and then diversity and cultural competency. We do that both internally for both police and fire, but also for, okay, community engagement. Last thing, I know I'm past 23 seconds. The Neighborhood Best Practices Conference, you've got to come to that. If all of the area civic associations, block watches, community are coming to this October 5th at the downtown high school, please pick up one of those pieces of information at the desk. And if you need more information, 645-1993 and ask for Gail Gray. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Dr. Teresa Long. I'm your health commissioner and happy to be here with you tonight. We also offer many services, all focused on protecting health and improving lives. We have an active division of environmental health, 8,000 licensees. All the restaurants get inspected by us, but we're doing many other things. A clinical health division with many clinical services. Our neighborhood health is focused on improving the health and lives and well-being in neighborhoods. And finally, our maternal and child family health division is very active in working to address issues like infant mortality. So the one thing I want to leave you with tonight is, of course, be active, get out and walk. It's a lovely evening. And the second is think about flu shots. It's coming on, the time to get yours, and they're all around. Thanks. Stay healthy.
Hello, I'm Tracy Davies. I'm the Director of Public Service. I've only been in this role for about 2 months, so I'm still learning all the ins and outs of the department. But we're responsible for maintaining over 6,400 lane miles. To put that in perspective, that's more than Cleveland and Cincinnati combined. That includes filling of potholes, snow removal. We also maintain 223 bridges. We collect refuse from over 330,000 households weekly. We're responsible for the 311 Customer Service Center at the city. Any questions you have about the city or any needs you may have, you can call the city's 311 number, 645-3111, if you don't have direct 311 access. That's, of course, for any non-emergency. And then we are also responsible for installing and maintaining all of the parking meters. I think there's over 4,500 parking meters in the city. And that finally, last but not least, we manage the Keep Columbus Beautiful program. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Alan McKnight. I'm the director of the Recreation and Parks Department. We're responsible for 28 rec centers, our swimming pools, about 240 parks, the bike trails. We're also responsible for the forestry division, which oversees all the street trees throughout the city. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Thomas Stevens with the Equal Business Opportunity Office, where we work to ensure fairness, equity, and inclusion in the procurement process. We assist businesses who want to do business with the city, and we provide resource linkages. My direct number is 645-0248. Thank you.
Hello, I am Liz Reed. I'm here on behalf of Amy DeLong for the Civil Service Commission. We are responsible for the job classification plan within the city. We are also responsible for employment examinations. If you're interested in becoming, for example, a police officer or a firefighter, you'll work through our process to secure those jobs. We just ensure everyone that is selected for positions are merit those positions. Thank you.
Mitchell Brown, and I'm the Safety Director for the City of Columbus, and I'm responsible as the appointing authority for both the Police Division and the Fire Division and our support services, and my primary responsibility is to antagonize the Finance Director.
Good evening. I'm Chet Christie. I serve as Director of the Department of Human Resources for the city. In Human Resources, we're responsible for negotiating the collective bargaining agreements with the 6 unions that represent approximately 8,000 of our employees. We're also responsible for employee compensation and benefits, staff training and development, occupational health and safety programs, and for the administration of our city's EEO programs. Thank you for having us.
Good evening again. I just wanted to get up and Mike Reese, Chief of Staff for the Mayor. I work with our great team here, our directors, to implement the Mayor's agenda. And I just wanted to say I'm glad I have a job for another week.
So that's it.